What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Paige's Palettes. It's your girl Paige here, and today I am back with another video, my second of the year. Today I am going to go over the new release of Anastasia Beverly Hills' new palette, Rose Metals. So if you kind of want to learn what's in this palette, see if it's a yes or a no, then continue watching. So if you've watched my channel before, you know that I love Anastasia Beverly Hills. They're like my favorite brand, especially for eyeshadow. I have a million of their palettes already. So when I saw that there was a new release, especially in the fall, which is my favorite season, I was really excited. So I did go to Ulta last week and I purchased the palette. And we'll just take it right out. First of all, really cute packaging. As always, what's new, right? And then even this is really sleek. I like how the material is on here because, again, it's another one that doesn't get dirty. Some people don't care about that stuff. I think it's really thoughtful for them to, you know, want us to keep our packaging fresh and clean. So I thought that was a cute little detail as well. Now, on the box itself, it says that this is an all-in-one palette for instant, effortless looks from on-the-go to ultra glam. So we're going to talk about that and see if we think that claim has to be true. So let's open it. And I've only used it twice, right? As you can kind of see, the colors I use. I actually have on right now. I have Rose Fire on. I have Haze on. I have Noble on. And then I have Royal on. So Rose Fire is, of course, on my lid. I love that orange, but we're going to wait for that, right? I have Haze in the inner corner. And then I have a little bit of Noble in the outer corner, and then I have Royal underneath, you know, by my waterline. And I did go into my soft glam palette and I smoked my eye out a little bit more and used a black there, but that's really optional. No need to really do that, but I kind of wanted to go for more of a smoky look. So at any rate, let's rate these shades one by one. So first, before we even get into the shades, they did a similar thing with the palette like they did with the Primrose, which was, you know, take out the brush area and they made the pans a little bit bigger. I'm a fan. I love the Primrose palette. It's probably my first or second maybe favorite from Anastasia Beverly Hills. But I thought that was a unique idea, and I appreciated on that palette how they had two kind of like blushes, or, you know, you could really use them for eyeshadow if you want, but I believe they're blushes. But I like how they made each pan bigger, and then they had those two large ones. So I thought that was really cool. I was happy to see that they are continuing to make them in a larger size just so that they can last longer, because the original ones from like Soft Glam and some of the other ones, they're a little small. So, you know, having much more pan space is, I think, a neat addition to these newer palettes. Even the color story, it's pretty cool. I think that it was perfect that they released it around Halloween, because it is something that, you know, you could wear for like a Halloween look. But anyways, let's get into the shades. So Rose Quartz is really pretty. I actually haven't even used it. I'm gonna swatch it a little bit. It's like a light muted pink with like a pearl finish. Not something I would usually wear, but it's actually really pretty when you spread it onto your skin, and it does show up on me. I mean, usually Anastasia Beverly Hills always shows up on me, even though I am black. So I think that's a pretty color, probably something a little bit softer. I might try to use Rose Quartz on my lid or maybe even the inner corner, but it's a really pretty soft, subtle pink. Royal, I've used, like I said, I've used this palette twice already, and I used Royal on my lid in one of my other videos, and then I used it today on my waterline. Really pretty maroon-ish color with some glitter iridescence in there. Super gorgeous. Something that I would typically put on my lid. You could probably even use this as a transition shade, possibly, like, you know, where your outer corner shade would be. Next, we have the color Haze, which is what I actually have on my inner corner there. I think it's cool. I don't even know how to describe this color, but I would say it's more on the cool side. It's like a gold, but it's a cooler gold. Like, it's like a gold and silver mix. I don't know, but it's super cool. I think that would be a shade that would look good on every skin tone, because at first glance, I look at it in the palette and it looks cool, but then you put it on my skin and it's more of a gold color. And like I said, it's in my inner corner. So super cool, real glittery, glittery. Oh my God, real glittery. and it's got some cool sparkles in it. So really pretty color. Next shade is probably my favorite from this palette, no lie. I like warm colors, of course. I have warm undertones, right? I love orange. Orange is one of my favorite colors. So this one was fire to me, and that is Rose Fire. The name matches, okay? Look at how pretty that is. When I saw the palette, look at that, y'all. I was like, oh yeah, that's like 100% me. And it's what I have on my lids, and I feel like it is giving. It is like I feel like a fall color. And I would say it's a pretty warm tone color, but it's gorgeous. It's like a copper, orange, shine, metallic. It's my favorite from the palette for sure. Next, we have Sun Rose, which is a really cool color. I haven't personally used it on my looks yet, but it's like a matte terracotta orange sand type color. It's matte, but it has some little glitter specks in it. It's right there. It's a cool shade. Something I probably would skip just because it's so close to my skin tone. But I do think it's pretty, and maybe on someone more fair skin, it would be a really cool lid shade. Next, we've got Nova. Ooh, Nova's like a, I don't know, gold green hint of brown maybe. That's cool. You know, I kind of want to use that on my lid. Yeah, it's a cool color. It's metallic. It's given like green base, but again, it's got golden. It's cool. It's definitely a grungy color, because that was kind of the theme of this palette. From what they said, it was like a 90s grunge, and that color definitely gives grunge vibes. Next up, we've got Heavenly, which is a very heavenly color. I mean, for real, it's like a pearl glitter shimmery-ish white with some yellow in there. Yeah, it's pretty light. Yeah, definitely not something I would use often, but very pretty. That was kind of what I was wanting to use in my inner corner at first, but then I went for haze instead. So the difference, I think, is just haze is it's a little deeper. Heavenly is like I said, it's got that pearl iridescent white. You guys see my veins? Like they're green. Anyway, real pretty color. Would make a great inner corner lid color. Next is Element, which I've used both times with this palette, and it's like a brown rust copper color. Something I really think is pretty. Ooh, and it doesn't have glitter in it, but it is a metallic. I think it's very, very pretty, and I have it on my waterline. I thought it helped bring the look together, and it kind of matches my hair too, so I really like Element. Next, we have Ashes. Ashes is 100% matte, and I know a lot of people love matte. I'm more a metallic girl, but I do appreciate a good matte. This one is pretty cool. It's a cool tone shade. I don't use a lot of cool tone, and if I do, it's typically a metallic or like a glitter, but as you can see, real ashy. So the name is perfect. It's definitely ash. If you're a cool tone, this would be a cool color for you. Something I probably will skip, because I mean, look at that. It's gray. It's giving ghost casket vibes on my skin tone, but would be good for, you know, someone that's cool tone or even neutral. But yeah, that's just like it's a taupe. It's a regular kind of taupe color, and it's matte, so, you know, whoop-de-whoop. Next is Dune. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And Dune, I like. This would be something I would use for transition. I would use it on my lid. I would use it on my waterline as well. It's like got that red brown in there. Just a cool shade overall for really any part of the eye. I do want to give a disclaimer on Dune, because if you buy this palette and you read the information, you will see that Anastasia Beverly Hills said not to use Dune, this one right here, on your eye area. I'm not sure why, but it's just a disclaimer. I did use this yesterday. I used it for my, you know, transition background kind of shade, like pretty much where this red kind of part is. I used it for that because I saw that disclaimer, and I didn't want to like have it like too close to my eye, so I just used it on my kind of like back eyelid. So yeah, just a disclaimer. Can I just say I love the names of these colors. It's so unique, especially with the theme and it coming out in October. But anyways, next is Nocturne. Nocturne is like a ashy-ish, not ashy, but I would say more on the cooler tone of greens, because like an olive or something, or even Nova in here is more of like a warm green. This is more of a cool. It's so hot, like Halloween theme. Like this palette is going to be great for that. I like that. I love green. Cool, warm, whatever. Maybe not lime green, but super pretty. Again, no glitter specks, but well, you know what? No, it's a lie. There's some gold in there. It's got some gold reflex. Real pretty. Something I would use on my lid for sure. I'm a girl for green, so I love it. And last but not least, we have Noble. Noble is a matte brown, which, you know, you gotta have something to kind of smoke the look out, right? So I was surprised they didn't use black in here, but I kind of appreciated that they didn't use black, because we can get black from most of our palettes. So I thought that was kind of thoughtful that they would put something other than black for, you know, smoking out the eye or whatever you want to use it for. So I appreciated that they put this brown in here, but it's like a chocolate brown. It's like a chocolate brown matte. And I used some in my inner corner and a little bit up here too. So I think overall, there's a pretty good amount of colors. I think they all go together and it fits the theme of grunge really, really well. The packaging, super cool. Love the silver material, really cool. Gives me Halloween spooky vibes. I think the marketing was really good, having it come out so close to Halloween. The title is great. It's definitely metals. When I first saw Rose, I was like thinking, like, oh, another Primrose, like Primrose 2.0. I even let them know that. I was like, is it going to be Primrose 2.0? But it was not, which is fine, because I mean, you know, we want new stuff. But I think it's really pretty. It's a good mixture of cool and warm. Definitely different color palette than some of the other ones, because, you know, sometimes companies come out with palettes and they are kind of like the same as what they just came out with. So I appreciate that Anastasia doesn't do that. They always add like a new color story, a new theme, you know, so that we're not buying the same palette over and over and over, because yeah, we don't want to do that, right? So definitely different than anything else I've seen them do. Here's another view. Look at how pretty. My favorite one, again, is probably Rose Fire, which again, I am wearing on my lid. But that is all, you guys. Let me know what you thought of this palette and what you think of my look. If you're feeling this look here, again, I used Rose Metals Palette. If you like it, let me know and I will go ahead and put a tutorial up of how I created it. Real easy. I used 4 colors, so real easy. But thank you again so much for watching my video. Please be sure to follow me on my social media handles and I will see you next time.